It is 7:19 in the morning, and I am running to get my bus, and I'm going to make it. I just get there, and the door's closed. So I knock on the door, and the bus driver won't even look at me. But it's at a red light, so I knock again and smile. And then I hear, ksh, as he releases the brakes and drives on without me. Now, it's bad enough that this guy just won't even look at me, but this is a packed bus with all these people rolling on by with their judgy little eyes. As if they're saying, well, maybe you should have got here a little earlier. So I turn, and then I realize there's a whole other line of people waiting for their bus, and they're not going to give me any sympathy because they're early. And I have this familiar feeling in my gut right at this moment. It was the same feeling I had in 7th grade when I was brave enough to walk across that dance floor and ask Danny Sheldon to dance, and by all rules of social hierarchy, he should have said yes. And he said no. And I had to make that walk of shame back. And that's exactly how I feel right now. But I feel just about every day riding the bus. So I catch the next bus, and I get the coveted window seat. And now I get to sit and watch other people get on the bus. And there's the moment where people get on and they scan down the aisle very quickly to decide who they're going to sit by. Now, I'm a great bus rider. I take my backpack off. I don't engage in any conversation at all. There's no encroachment of my body, no thigh spillage onto anybody else's seat. I'm good. The seat next to me is open, and nobody takes it. And it's not just this day. This happens to me often. Nobody takes the empty seat next to me. Like I'm not good enough to sit by? Now, I've given this a lot of thought. Why is this? And I think it's the sweating. I sweat a lot. I sweat all the time because I've been in menopause for 4 straight years. And at any given time, I will internally combust. And the sweat's just rolling down my face, and I can't control it. So perhaps people find this offensive. So another time, I'm sitting on the front section of the bus, the forward-facing, right at the end, and there's a little bit of guilt because I know that's the handicap seat, but menopause. And this other young girl sits in the forward seat, so she's facing the aisle. So now I'm staring in close proximity to the left-hand side of her face, which is awkward. So during the bus ride, I turn and I look out the window. But I notice that as I turn, she looks up and starts staring at me. Weird. So I think, well, maybe she wants to talk. Well, okay, I'll turn. And I turn to look at her, and she looks down right away and starts scribbling. Okay, so I look back out the window. She does the same thing. I turn, and she looks down, and she starts scribbling. And we have one more round of this, and finally, I lean forward to try to figure out what is going on. And I ask her, "Are you sketching me?" And she says, "Yes." So I asked to see the picture, the perception of a stranger on the bus, and that was a big mistake. That was the most brutal experience I have ever had. There's this old woman holding her backpack, one hand on the thigh, not to encroach, sweat rolling down. Enough of that. I've been riding the bus for 3 years now. That's when my husband and I became empty nesters, and we sold the house in the suburbs, and we moved downtown to be with the cool kids. And I decided I'm going carless. I'm going to take public transportation or walk everywhere I go, and it's going to be a city adventure. Well, what it's been are daily lessons of humility and fragility and a real need for empathy. And I never thought that this would be the experience that would make me better at my job. I'm a mental health counselor, and I help other people deal with their rejection from society on a daily basis, but now it's me. And that day that I missed the bus, I finally got to work, and I changed my shoes and brushed my hair, tried to look professional. My first client was new. She'd never been in counseling before, and I could tell that she was nervous. And she said to me, "I'm not sure you can understand how vulnerable I feel." And I said, "I do. I really do. Because I ride the bus." Thank you.